3.
Namaste, my name is Gopali ji, and I am going to explain the different schools of yoga today. Yoga means union, and we are trying, the aim of yoga, the ultimate aim is to unite with the Supreme Energy. So anything that we can do to unite ourselves with the Supreme is considered yoga. And just like a mountain, when you have a mountain, there are many paths that can go up the mountain to get to the top of the mountain. Similarly, there are different paths of yoga, just so that we can all reach the same goal. But because we have different preferences, different things that motivate us, different things that inspire us, the path that we take to the top, to the goal, to the union, will look very different. And so we can pick a path based on our preferences, based on our personality type, based on the way that we would like to connect with the Supreme. So generally, or broadly speaking, there are two main schools of yoga. So you have the Bhavana school of yoga and the Pranasanyama school of yoga. And I'll quickly explain what these two are. So the Bhavana school of yoga, Bhavana means, it comes from the word bhav. Bhav means emotions. So this school of yoga is primarily emotion focused. So the intentions behind the practices are very much heart-based and very much about feeling, and emotions are involved. Whereas in this school of yoga, the Pranasanyama school of yoga, prana is your life force, your life energy. Sanyama means to control. So this school of yoga, it's very impressive. They are using their prana and they're using their discipline, and their practices are all about controlling their prana in order to create that union. So that's primarily the difference between the two. I'm going to quickly go through each of them very briefly, and then I'm going to focus on Bhakti Yoga. So the first school, Bhavana school of yoga, we have Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. And Jnana Yoga, Jnana means knowledge or intellect. And so Jnana Yoga is all about using your intellect to realize who you really are. So for example, you have Purush and Prakriti. So Prakriti is nature, it's everything that's temporary in the world, and Purush is divine, okay, so divinity, it's like our Atma, our soul. And we believe that we are our Purush. We think that we see everything as, we can't distinguish them both, okay? So Jnana Yoga is really about helping the intelligence realize that Purush and Prakriti are different. So in order to be able to do that, a Jnana yogi would use a lot of self-inquiry, analysis, and realization. And this is based on the philosophy, Samkhya philosophy, which really looks at analysis of the world and really uses realization as a process of understanding who we really are and then uniting with the Supreme Energy. Next, we have Karma Yoga. Karma means action, it's our actions plus intention. So Karma Yoga, so it's uniting with the Supreme through our actions. And Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that the topmost form of Karma Yoga is Nishkam Karma Yoga. And Nishkam Karma Yoga, it essentially means being able to do something without being attached to the results of that action. So for example, going to work every day and earning money, but not being attached to that money, and being able to use that in service of others, and being able to use that in service of the Lord, and really being able to detach from the results. So not being attached to whether something is successful or a failure. You're completely balanced, and the idea is that through doing constant detachment from your results, you will eventually be able to reunite with the Lord or the Supreme Energy. The next one is Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti means love or devotion or surrender, and this Bhakti Yogi would be looking to unite with the Supreme through love and surrender and devotion. So I will come back to Bhakti Yoga because we're going to focus on that one a little bit more. And then I'm going to head over to the other school, Pranasanyama. We have Hatha Yoga, Raja Yoga, Mantra Yoga, and Laya Yoga. And any other yoga that we hear about today, like Ashtanga Yoga, Iyengar Yoga, these are variations of these different types of yoga. But the main four are here. So Hatha Yoga, Ha means sun, Ta means moon. So that is the asana practice that most of the Western world are familiar with. Hatha Yoga means the combination or the union of the sun energy and the moon energy, or the male and female energies within us. And it's all about the asana practice. There's bandhas, there's pranayama practices within Hatha Yoga, and it's written about really nicely in the Hatha Yoga Pradipika. And nowadays we are still practicing this form of Hatha Yoga. The next one is Raja Yoga. Raja means royal. It is the highest state that it's considered more of a state, and is seen as the highest goal of Hatha Yoga. Or even, for example, Patanjali, he outlines his Ashtanga Yoga in the Yoga Sutras that he's written, and Raja Yoga is seen as the topmost state. So you're trying to really reach Raja Yoga, and it's a real state of complete control over the mind, and is considered